Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Beach Boss. As you can see, I am solo style, and while I'm in the car, I am not driving, I promise you. Billy is off on a real beach in Mexico, so you'll just have to deal with me for this week. But of course, I can't do this alone. So without any further ado, let's welcome in our guest, one of my dear, dear friends, my mom idol, and one of the top-notch women in horse racing, Miss Christina Blacker. Although it still feels weird for me to say that, I still call you Christina Oliveris.
I know. I actually it was a weird hiccup. I did say Oliveris at one point, like 6 or 7 years into being married. I was on the air with Ron Ellis one day and I just introduced myself and he looked at me and he goes, "Is there something we all need to know?" Like, no, definitely not. But the feeling is mutual. And I think I text you multiple times a week asking for help and desperate for your assistance. So I'm happy to be here with you. I'm jealous that Billy's on a real beach. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm at Del Mar. You can see with the artwork behind me in our rental. And I'm going to be on this beach, hopefully, at some point this weekend. But yeah, Mexico sounds nice at any time of the year, right?
It does. It does sound nice. I mean, I would not mind it. I am on a trip right now. I'm going to where you are. You beat me down there.
Oh, good.
To Del Mar.
Sweet. Hey.
Oh my gosh, it's Billy.
Stop
it. This is a surprise.
Did the producers know that? We really didn't know that.
A little surprise. I heard everything Michelle said about my picks. I heard everything, Michelle. I got my gold Phoenix hat on. I created a new, as you guys know, my drink of choice is an awesome. And in Mexico, yes. I've created what's called an excelente. It is the Mexican version of the awesome. It has tequila.
Wait, is it with tequila? Mm-hmm. Christina, this is your drink.
I don't know what an awesome is. Start again.
An awesome is 2 shots of vodka with club soda, a splash of cranberry, and 2 lemons.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
But you do this is what you had the other night at our concert, except minus the cranberry.
Yeah, we went to Harry Styles last week. Oh my gosh. Way to make
it. Wait a second. I'm on the 5 freeway and Billy is at a Mexican resort.
Are you going to be okay?
It's so beautiful here. But you know what? I heard Michelle say I only win when my own horses run. So I happened to just need to run to the room and I called Devin and I said, put me on the show. I don't want to do that. I don't want to let them have all my thunder. And so, these are 2 of my favorite people in horse racing. They both know it. And I couldn't miss the opportunity. So I'm here.
All right.
CEO, you look fantastic. Where are you, CEO?
Well, I'm in Del Mar, but I'm on the air for us in an hour. So I had to get all ready for, the day.
You look great. Michelle, you look radiant. We've already talked about your new haircut. Christina, how do you feel about Michelle's new short haircut?
I do love Michelle's new short haircut. And I'm always jealous of Michelle's hair because it's just thick and beautiful and gorgeous no matter what length it is. Whereas mine gets frizzy and out of control by the time I step out of the house. But Michelle's hair looks good every day of the year.
All right.
Michelle, she is so shocked right now. Look at her.
I know. I'm dying right now. I'm so red. Okay. So if you guys are watching at home and you have no idea what incarnation is going on right now, this is Beach Boss. You can play at home for free. You log on to dmtc.com/contest and you can play along with your mythical $100 wager that you race, you pick in our race of choosing. We only do it 1 day a week. You guys can do it every racing day. So myself and Billy are the beach bosses, although really it's just been Billy who's been dominating until the fall meet.
So Joaquin.
So every week we bring in a guest, and the first week of the fall meet, it went to Joaquin, and Joaquin did not play Spread City. Joaquin went all in on one horse who just happened to be our winner and walked away with, what did he walk away, like $900 or something ridiculous?
Yeah, he bet 100 to win on the Graham Motion, and he won the stake, and good for him. Christina, you have big shoes to fill.
Shoes to fill. I know. I had shoes to fill last night, and he was telling me about the show and about his success last week. So
I will tell you, and I'm going to compliment Christina right now. I think of all the TVG people, though, or FanDuel, I should say, that Christina, her opinions are right on the money and she gives good prices. So I'm very interested to see if she comes up with a price in here, because she also uses Thoroughgraph. There's some horses potentially bouncing in here. There's a scratchy use stats lens. She uses a lot of stuff. So this is going to be interesting. We should probably have her go first.
Yes, I want Christina to go first. So we're going to go beauty before age here and let Christina go first. Just so you guys know, the race we are talking about is going to be race number 9 today. It is an allowance optional claiming event, going 1 mile and 1/16 on the grass for the fillies.
It is. And I just checked the scratches and changes right before we logged in here. Gimme Mo Baby, the 3 is a scratch. So keep that in mind, because that was definitely a filly that had a chance in here today.
Sure.
Billy, I'm curious about both of yours, and I'll ask you my questions in a moment, because I nearly picked both of them as I was kind of going back and forth through my analysis
I like
today.
that. You should.
Tana, I love, and we've talked about her before on a show that you guys had for Little Red Feather. I think it was last summer. I think she's really tough to ride, and I think you have to time it just right. I'm really glad to see Flavien Prat back aboard her, because I think he rode her so beautifully 2 starts back. But what I'm worried about with her is if she really wants to go a mile and a 16th, because we're going further. I almost also picked Carpe Fortuna just because she's drawn inside speed. Speed was definitely where you wanted to be yesterday. But again, does she want to go that far? I don't know. So in the end, I actually settled on the 4 on Jillian Elizabeth for Carly.
You.
I go ahead and bet this horse to win and place today. She has a decent thoroughgraph pattern. I think she's improving. And I'm looking at all of her races where she's been in against older for the most part over the last 5 or 6 starts. A lot of these fillies have had to do that, but she's really been stuck in against some hard-knocking older horses. Buzz of New York is a really good horse. And what I think about Jillian Elizabeth when I look at her replays, I think she really wants the mile and a 16th. So that's ultimately what kind of pushed me in her direction. I think you could run this race 10 times and have 10 different winners because it's that competitive. But she wants the distance. Her numbers are right there. I think she gets some pace to run at. And I love seeing her back in against straight 3-year-olds. So Jillian Elizabeth for me. Oh, and her works are excellent. She's working.
That's a great pick. I can't blame you for that pick. I like that she's inside. When you go a mile and a 16th, especially, one of the things you have to look at is the rails are at 18 feet. So it's going to help horses that are on the inside, especially when you start from the chute at Del Mar, something that people don't realize, but a mile and a 16th is from the chute. And that's why I actually I like that pick. I think she's tough. I wasn't crazy about her last race. We were in there with Agree to Disagree, who beat her that day. And I think the 2 fillies she's facing from us, at least, might be a tad better than her. So she's going to need to improve and get the right trip. But she has JJ Hernandez, who seems to be winning everything at this meet. So excellent pick, Christina, as always.
Thank you.
All right, Billy, Billy, you've already started. What are you doing?
Well, here's the thing. We have 2 horses running in here, and they're very different. One is an older filly that might, as Christina said, be better as a sprinter, and that's Carpe Fortuna. The advantage she has in here is she probably needed that last race. She will get an easy lead in here, I think, unless someone just absolutely guns. And if they do, Hector Barrios knows this filly really well. He rode her last time. She can sit and stalk, and she's going to get a good trip. You're pretty much guaranteed a front running trip. And as Christina said, lately at Del Mar, it's been good to be on or near the lead on the grass. She's going to get that trip. If they slow it down early, she might be tough to catch. But there is a question that Christina brought up. Honestly, does she want to go this far? Huge question mark. Kitty Katana, our other filly, is a really good filly. She ran a huge race last time. The reason she was closer was because she was on the outside, and actually Barrios rode her that day, tried to get in a good spot, never could. But she ran a huge third in that grade 3. Here's the question marks with her. Has to face older and has to go a mile and a 16. So what I did, because I love both these fillies, is I bet 25 win in place on both of them. So I'm doing a small hedge. I had to give them both respect. I think down the line, Kitty Katana is the type of filly that could go on and really be a good miler, 6.5 furlong, stuff like that. Carpe Fortuna, we're going to have to see. So there's question marks on both. Christina, you're a sheep person. She ran a 6 1/4 last time, which is a big new top, and it was only 3 weeks ago. I talked to Phil D'Amato about this. Phil said she came out of the race full of energy, but sometimes trainers are fooled. So there's another question mark there. Can Kitty Katana rebound so quickly from that effort?
Well, I think she ran that big number too because she was so wide into that first turn. So many of them were. I mean, they were stacked 5 and 6 across the racetrack going around that first turn. So I gave her a lot of credit off that last effort. Definitely. I think she's getting better right now. I just don't know if she wants to, as you say, if she wants to go this far.
I think the main danger is Jillian Elizabeth with Gimme Mo Baby out. I looked at the field pretty closely. I think the other fillies are a little too slow in here, but the ones on the outside are going to have trouble getting wide trips. So I think the race, Christina, is 1, 4, 5 somewhere in there. Michelle, how do you see it with your spread?
All right. Well, Billy, I spread, but I used your horses. I was like, Billy's not going to be here. I am going to cash in on these Little Red Feather runners. So, Now, Kitty Katana would be like my top pick, right? So I'm going to bet her win and place because I do think that she'll sit a beautiful trip behind Carpe Fortuna, who I anticipate to be low speed. I feel like even if she doesn't want to go this far, you might be able to cheat just the one time to get that extra bit of distance. And I love Pratt being back on her. So I bet her win place. Underneath, I bet Carpe Fortuna. I bet her to place and show because I wasn't sure if she wanted to get the distance. And I didn't know, honestly, if she was as good as Kitty Katana is. And you see her record, it's 10-1-3-2. She likes to hit the board.
Yep.
So for me, I used her place and show. I felt pretty confident that even if she, faltered at the little bit of the extra distance with a lone lead out in front there, she might be able to hold on for a piece. And then just because I had to throw in $10 to show on the Grand Motion horse all the way to the outside. Batea, blinkers on for this horse who ran third, going a mile and a 16th, 2 starts back. Lineal horses are good shippers, but just didn't want to be left out in case Grand Motion does this again.
He's done it like every day at Del Mar. He comes in with a horse that runs really well. He is a very, very good trainer. Christina, how do you feel about Michelle just spreading like crazy every week and just trying to get like $5 for the people who are listening?
Just trying to get $5. I wish I had watched like more of the shows this summer so I could have understood the strategy more. I actually almost beforehand and thought, well, how do I want to play my $100? Like, do I go in for the kill like Joaquin did, or spread it out?
No, you go in for the kill. You do what CB does. CB. I don't even know what to call you. I'm on my third Excelente. I'm gonna bring these to the veranda.
I love that. By the way, none of us talked about Urban Fairy Tale for Mike Pipey. What do we think about
I know.
her?
I think that horse is so interesting, right? I kept going back and back and back to her. She's taken a class drop down. She ran second in a stake, 2 back. She likes the distance. How about this Mike Pipey, 31% first time out of his barn. And you get Johnny Velasquez on. I mean, there is just so much to like about her if she's near this price. Maybe she doesn't win, but really, really strong horse if you're playing exotics.
Very, very dangerous. The owners of this horse, I spoke to Pipey about her. The owners of this horse were frustrated because they couldn't get a race to go. And they just said, you know what, I'm going to come to Del Mar. I'm going to take advantage of the Del Mar ship and win, which Michelle and I talk about all the time. Gave the horse to Pipey. I think Pipey likes this horse today. I would not be surprised if she ran a big, big race. Good long shot.
Good race.
Yeah.
Guys, can we do a show all the time?
Her.
Yeah, we can do this every week.
We do it every week.
A permanent guest? This is literally what we do. It's basically just me, you, and Michelle talking about a race. It's not that hard.
It's fun. I'm into it.
Fun, right?
It's really fun.
All right, Michelle, what's cooking at Del Mar? What do we got?
That's right. So before we, first of all, thank you, Christina, for coming on. I hope that you get to come on again. And
I think she's coming on every week.
You joined us from Mexico. I want to let you guys know today is college day. So if you are watching from home and you are a college student, it's free general admission as well as grandstand seating with your college ID. It's also brunch and brews. I mean, personally, I prefer brunch and bubbles with some mimosas, but if you're a beer drinker instead, it's about $35 or so, and you get admission and a program and a tip sheet, and you get a couple of beers and a place to sit and all kinds of cool stuff. So 10 of 10 recommend coming out to that. Also, want to let people know as we get into this Thanksgiving week coming up, we do have live racing at Del Mar on Thanksgiving. First post is going to be moved up to 11 o'clock. So keep that in mind if we want to get everybody home for their turkey, but we are going to have racing. And then, of course, I would be amiss to not mention Colmus Calls for Karma, which we said 10 times fast.
Christina, go watch a race. Go watch a race with Larry.
Yeah.
I'm reporting tomorrow, so I will be up there.
Oh, nice.
Oh, so okay. So wait, now this is not only Colmus Calls for Karma, but if you are a Colmus Calls for Karma participant, you will also get to meet Christina.
Oh,
that's like an added bonus, right?
All right,
Christina, I have a very important question for Christina.
Yes.
There is a big Pac-10 football game today. It's UCLA USC.
Yes.
I kind of know where you're probably leaning.
Well, yeah, of course.
I know, not for her, for me.
You want to do the look at what color I'm wearing.
I tried to go to the game last weekend. Actually, I haven't been to a game in a long time, and I tried to get tickets at the last second on Veterans Day because there was a Friday like 6:30 game. They crushed Colorado, Mike Joyce went to that game. Mike Joyce also went to Boulder, so that was painful for him as we were texting back and forth. But I couldn't pull it off in the end, just with work and everything else. So I have not been to a game all season, but I will obviously be rooting for my Trojans and excited to watch them.
Go Bruins. Hey, CB, are there any other horses on the card today? Are there any Dan Blacker horses or someone that we could give out to our Beach Boss audience? I know you've done all your studying for the races you're on. Maybe someone in the fifth race, so, maybe number 5 in the 5th race, something like that. I don't know.
The 5th race is a good race. Yesterday we had some really nice main special races too. Dan does not have anything running today, but I'm just going back. So I'm really into the Sharp Aztecas, the 6 horse, Blue Go-Go in race number 5. Interesting to me, 56th. And I think his offspring have done well on dirt and turf. They're very precocious. They're very fast. So that would be maybe a little bit of a sleeper for me, 6-1, the 6 horse.
Very good. Very good. I think, Michelle, I'm going to talk to Devin and Claire, and I think Christina might just be permanent Beach Boss for the next couple of weeks. Why can't we do it? Is there or maybe get Joaquin on here too? Yeah, maybe the 4 of us.
I'm here next week, and then I will be in LA the last week of the meet, but I'm happy to still join you guys.
We love you, CB, and
Michelle.
We do. Joaquin,
I couldn't imagine parenting without Christina.
No, she is really mom of the year and mom of the century. She is.
I have a kid.
I'll give it to her. All right, guys, one more quick look, just so you guys know. I'm gonna go down and have another Excelente. There's Emily. It's Emily's 50th birthday. She's down there somewhere.
Happy birthday, Emily. I'll meet you guys. Billy, I'll take a picture from the veranda for you today.
All right, you got it. Guys, love you both. Everybody, good luck today at Del Mar. Thank you for joining us. Michelle, end it.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, Billy, for coming. And we will see all of you guys next week here on Beach Boss. Bye.
Bye.